Hey everybody, welcome back to BK's Bullets. Today we're doing a trade comparison between the Bruce Wayne Murderer new edition from DC Comics' one logo ago, the thick version, and the old one, the original collection. Hey everybody, welcome back to BK's Bullets. As always, I am your host, Brent. Yes, that's my mangled thumb. You will be seeing it a lot in this video. And we're trying something different so I can show you these trades as opposed to, I did the Nightfall trade comparison. It was all me, a lot of my face, and a lot less of the books. So we're going to try something new and do this angle with my tripod and go from there. Yes, there's a big glare from the light on the ceiling right here, but we won't be looking at these very much. And luckily, if we do open them up, they are these nice newsprinty pages, which some people don't like. The glossy ones are on this side. So, let's talk about these. Bruce Wayne Murderer was an event. Started with the Batman 10-cent adventure. Gonna look for a copyright here. Copyright 2002. 2002 started with the 10-cent adventure, had this cover on here, and it was something that was given away, or not given away, but cost 10 cents. Then you saw Marvel do it with Fantastic Four with like a 9-cent thing. There were other publishers that did 8 cents or 12 cents, you know, just an event kickoff special book. So this particular issue ended with Bruce Wayne getting framed for murder. And it saw the death of his then girlfriend, Vesper Fairchild. So I think this first issue here, yeah, it's like a full 20 pages. It's worth a read. One of the better Batman issues. And this run, at the time, who wrote this? Greg Rucka was kind of in charge of the Batman books. You had him, he wrote the 10-cent adventure, he wrote Detective Comics, he was on Batman as well. So he was doing a whole lot of Batman during this time. So, what is weird about these books? Why am I doing a comparison? Well, I had originally collected this version of the story, which was Bruce Wayne Murderer, 1 volume, about that thick, compared to the new one, which is that thick. So we're talking, I don't know, twice the amount of pages, maybe a third, a whole lot. So what's the deal? Also, price. This one was $20. This one was $30. So this is a little bit later. This was collected, I don't know, last year, 2 years ago. What's the copyright on this? Looking here, 2014. Okay, 5 years ago. It's now 2019. So what's the deal? Well, they collected this and then said, here's Bruce Wayne Murderer, and then here's Bruce Wayne Fugitive, another volume. Well, I already had these on my shelf as Bruce Wayne Murderer, 1 volume, no number. Bruce Wayne Fugitive, Volume 1. Volume 1. Bruce Wayne Fugitive, Volume 2. Volume 2. And Bruce Wayne Fugitive, Volume 3. Volume 3. So, I said, I wonder what the difference is, and apparently this was on better paper. So I started doing some research online, and actually, the Fugitive trade paperback had the full issues of, what's on here? Azrael 91 through 92 down here. I think it was called Agent of the Bat at the time, was like the semi-name, but it's not on the back here for some reason. So those are issues that I wanted to read because I remember reading something in one of these issues where there was like a fight with Azrael and then there was nothing else after that. And I remember going, wait, why is this being left out? And I hunted down that actual issue, and it had a puzzle piece on there. It said it was part of the Bruce Wayne Fugitive storyline, but it wasn't in these issues. So I was kind of confused. So the short matter of the story is that the Bruce Wayne Murderer and Bruce Wayne Fugitive, the old trades, which have the new Gotham denotation on the spine here, after No Man's Land ended, they had a storyline called Batman New World Order or something like that, and it introduced this little symbol on the Bat books for all the trades. So anything you have these on the old trades that has this means it's a new Gotham storyline. And I think there are collections of that storyline as well before the murderer storyline. But, you know, this began not this, but No Man's Land, Contagion, Cataclysm was basically like a ongoing cycle for the Bat books for a number of years. I would say up until 2003 when Jim Lee and Jeff Loeb jumped on Batman. But they were doing an event basically every year. You had Batman Legacy, Batman Contagion, Batman Cataclysm, No Man's Land was like a whole year. And then you had Murderer, and then you had Officer Down, and then you had, the gang riot, gang war, all that stuff was from like 03 to, I don't know, 1997 or something like that. So I started looking at these, and I figured I could do a comparison because this book is so thin and this book is so thick. What am I missing? Well, you're not missing anything as much as you're getting an addition. But what is weird though is that when they originally had the issues, every title that said Bruce Wayne Murderer had like this little thing across the top of the cover. I wish they had it in the books here. The old cover gallery in the back does not have them. But the story was, let's count the covers. 10 cents, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14, this one here, this is Batman number 600, written by Ed Brubaker, art and cover by Scott McDaniel. That was the end of the Bruce Wayne Murderer storyline. That was the last single issue that had that band across the top that said, this is part of Bruce Wayne Murderer. Everything else after that said Bruce Wayne Fugitive in a little line like this. And next to where the Fugitive part ends, they had a little puzzle piece. And the puzzle piece was to signify where you were in like collecting, and each puzzle piece had an image on it. So you were like putting the image together as you were collecting the issues. Now that particular cover, it's in volume 2, where they put all the pieces together, but there was like 18 different parts to this cover down here, covered by Andrew Robinson. So 3 across by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 18 issues basically. And then that's the end of volume 2, and there's a third volume, which is kind of weird. So what is in this thick new version that's not in this first volume? Well, I think I tried to say this already, but you're getting parts of Bruce Wayne Fugitive, volumes 1 and 2, inside this new volume, this new printing of the book. What you're also getting that you did not have before, if you're thinking about upgrading, is full issues of stories. So this original one says, I don't know, it doesn't say all. Okay, here it says on the back. I don't know if you can read this on here, if it'll focus. Collects all relevant segments from the groundbreaking Bruce Wayne Murderer event. Relevant segments? What's that, Brent, you ask? Well, let's turn to this part right here. This is the thin line. This is a Robin issue by Chuck Dixon and Pete Woods. And I remember reading this and thinking it was rather short. So 1 page, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pete Woods, a little more stylistic back in the day. 6 pages. Remember this panel. Robin talking to Alfred. Next panel on this page is a bridge. So let's put this aside and look at the new volume. I've marked the spot. Where'd it go? Where this was. The thin line. This time we get a cover. Let me move this up so you can see it better. Denoting it's a Robin issue. Chuck Dixon, Pete Woods, and the color's a little better on these new paper. Let me move this over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's our panel denoting the end of the segment in the original version. Down here. See if you can see this. Robin talking to Alfred. Let's turn the page once more. Oh, there's Alfred driving away. Right here. And then we switch to the rest of the issue in which, like, Dick is this is Tim Grayson, is in school, talking about Jack, his father, down here. Some bits with Spoiler, talking to Batgirl. Well, where are those? Let's put a bookmark in that. Let's flip through this one. I believe they come in a little later. So we have no exit. I think this is a full issue dealing with the trial of Bruce's bodyguard who, you know, is going for murder, and then boom, here we go. Here's those pages with spoiler. That many pages? This is page 91 and 111, so 20 pages later, here's the second part of the relevant storyline from the Robin issue. Here's our motorcycle panel to motorcycle panel. Let's move this up so we can see it. 1, 2, 3 pages, and this one goes on for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that must be a different issue. I think that's Birds of Prey. So 5 more pages. Well, we get another page of Robin. Here, cut back to Cassie and Cassandra and Stephanie, sorry. More Robin stuff on this page. Here's this page next to this one. But the page previous was Robin in college, not this one here. So here's a full issue of Robin, basically, in between. Now, here's another thing. This is also ordered differently. So in this new printing, you're going to an issue of Batman, and I can tell that it doesn't say here, but this is Ed Brubaker and Scott McDaniel. They were the writer and artist of Batman at the time of the Batman issue. So his art is very distinctive. I can recognize it in an instant, basically. We turn this one, and we're going into a Birds of Prey issue. Then we get to this page with Batman with Scott McDaniel on it. So is that Birds of Prey issue in here? It is. Where is it? Well, I think it's after this part. Scott McDaniel. Excuse me while I page through here. Bruce Wayne beats up a bunch of goons in here. Nope. Totally different issue. We're back to Sasha. Here's a Birds of Prey. Is this the issue we're looking for? Nope. Here's Dick fighting Blockbuster, I think. I never saw that in these issues before. So there's a whole bunch of stuff in here that has never been collected before. The order is totally different, which is kind of confusing because the original issues had part 1, part 2, part 3 on here. But I guess maybe that was the order they came out week to week, but maybe not necessarily the reading order. So it'll be an interesting read to read these again and then go through the storyline. So the Batman murderer storyline, as in the original issues, ends here with Batman 600. That's this issue. There's a big fight between Batman and Nightwing. Great issue. And at the end of it, Batman goes to a secret place and basically says, like, Bruce Wayne is no more, now there is only Batman. But look, we're in the middle of the trade here. So what is left over? Let's toss this aside, and now let's bring out these old Fugitive Traits. So we have the issue with Superman and Batman. I think that's Gotham Knights. So it does start out the same way with this issue. But do we get the entire thing in the old version? Hard to tell. Yeah, I think this was pretty much all one issue. Then it goes to this shot of, there's a Birds of Prey issue directly after that one. So what's in the old version? Birds of Prey issue, okay. But notice, we get the shot of Alfred. Here, on this next part, we get Alfred reading the same files, basically, in a different area, but this is Scott McDaniel art. You know how I can tell? Look at this big blocky Batman right there. So there's 3 pages of a Scott McDaniel Ed Brubaker issue here before we get to the Birds of Prey issue, which is this one. Isn't that weird? So this mapping is entirely different. So basically you go through here, and in this murderer storyline, you get the 3-part, what is this called? Like Purity, part 1 of 3 from, I don't know what that was, Detective Comics. It's written by Brubaker, I believe. Greg Rucka, I'm sorry. But that wasn't until, in these old trades, I believe it was like volume 3 or in the middle of 2. I'm sorry, it's the middle of 2. Or it started out with 2. Yeah, part 1 of 3. So does it have all of Bruce Wayne Fugitive Volume 1 in it? Yes, mostly. But the order, again, is still kind of out of order. You get all 3 issues here, and then since this is 3 issues, you're basically like halfway through this first trade. These smaller trades, I counted the issues it said it collected on the back, or inside. They're basically like 7 issues each. So that's that. So basically you're getting all of Bruce Wayne Murderer and almost half, or a good third of the Fugitive storyline in the new printing of the Murderer trade. So this one ends with Dick, this is a terrible page break, double page spread, crawling through the cave, trying to break it back in. And that's the last page. Comes back and basically says, like, it wasn't Bruce, basically. Down here you got this little text box that says, to be continued the next volume. So that is the Bruce Wayne Murderer trade comparison. Thank you for watching this video. Give me a like if you liked it, and let me know what you guys want to see next time. I'm going to be doing a separate video on the Fugitive book. See you next time in the funny pages.